When you close your eyes at night and feel the quiet settle around you, something extraordinary happens inside your mind. The chatter of the data schedules, the voices, the endless list of things to do begins to fade, like distant echoes disappearing into the horizon. What remains is a softer rhythm, the gentle science of the human mind preparing for rest. Psychologists tell us that the brain has a natural switch, a process where alertness slowly gives way to calm. It doesn't happen all at once. First, your heart rate begins to lower, almost as if your body is whispering, "It's safe now." Then, your breathing finds a slower pattern, steady and soothing, like the tide moving in and out. These small changes might feel invisible, but together, they send a message: it's time to relax. Did you know that even the simple act of lying down in a quiet space tells your brain to release calming chemicals? It's called the parasympathetic response, the part of your nervous system designed to bring peace. As it activates, muscles loosen, thoughts soften, and your body sinks deeper into comfort. Imagine this like the gentle dimming of a lantern, the glow fading not into darkness, but into a warm, safe hush. One of the most relaxing psychology facts is that your brain loves patterns of repetition. That's why soft, steady sounds like rain tapping on a window, or a voice reading in a calm rhythm can make you feel so sleepy. The mind begins to sync with that rhythm, letting go of its own busy pace. It's the science of comfort disguised as something simple: sound, rhythm, and safety. And here's another soothing fact. When you feel safe, your brain releases oxytocin, the comfort chemical. It's the same feeling you might get when a loved one hugs you, or when you wrap yourself in a cozy blanket. Right now, as you listen, you're inviting those same feelings into your body. You're telling yourself that it's okay to rest, to drift, to let the world wait until tomorrow. The human mind is extraordinary, not just because it can think, plan, or imagine, but because it knows how to heal itself through rest. Sleep is the mind's most natural medicine. Each time you surrender to it, your brain carefully organizes your thoughts, cleans away stress, and restores your balance. That's not just poetry, it's real psychology at work. Have you ever noticed how, on some nights, sleep seems to arrive the moment your head touches the pillow, while on others, your mind refuses to let go? The difference often comes down to one simple truth: the thoughts we carry into bed shape the dreams we drift into. Psychologists explain that the brain doesn't fully stop working when we lie down, it simply changes its rhythm. Imagine it like a great orchestra. During the day, the music is fast and lively, full of trumpets and drums, keeping us alert and active. But as night approaches, the tempo is meant to slow. If the instruments keep playing loudly thoughts about tomorrow, worries from today, the symphony of sleep cannot begin. Here's a calming fact: when you deliberately choose gentle, positive thoughts before bed, your brain reacts in a powerful way. Instead of flooding you with stress hormones, it begins to release melatonin, the sleep chemical. This natural rhythm is called the circadian cycle, and it thrives on peace, not chaos. That's why bedtime rituals, soft lighting, quiet words, even listening to stories like this one have been shown to invite sleep more quickly than staring at a screen or worrying about the future. Think of your thoughts as clouds in the night sky. Some are heavy, storm-filled clouds, the worries, the unfinished tasks, the regrets. Others are light and wispy, painted with silver edges, floating effortlessly across the horizon. Which clouds do you want to follow tonight? The choice is yours. Psychology tells us that directing attention toward calm, safe, hopeful ideas actually changes the pathways your brain activates. You are literally building a bridge from stress to serenity, one thought at a time, another gentle truth. Your brain struggles to hold on to more than one strong focus at once. This is why repeating calming phrases like "I am safe" or "I am ready for rest" can be so effective. By giving your mind a single anchor, you prevent it from drifting into the storm of worries. It's not just self-help. It's the science of attention. And what about the body? Well, psychology has revealed something magical. When you think calm thoughts, your body believes them. Imagine yourself lying in a meadow, listening to the quiet hum of nature. As your mind paints that picture, your heart rate slows, your muscles loosen, your breath deepens. To the body, imagination is reality. This is why guided visualizations work so beautifully as sleep aids. They allow your brain to create the safety your body longs for. One of the most relaxing psychology facts is this: the brain cannot tell the difference between vividly imagined calm and actual calm. If you picture yourself floating in warm water, your nervous system responds as if you truly are. Isn't that extraordinary? You don't need the perfect environment or the perfect night to only need your imagination and the willingness to follow gentle thoughts instead of restless ones continues to cradle you. Remember, the gateway to rest is not hidden. It's not something you must chase or force. It lies in the simplest of choices, choosing peace over pressure, choosing soft thoughts over sharp ones. Tonight, let your thoughts become feathers drifting on the breeze. Allow them to rise, float, and finally dissolve into nothingness. For when thoughts are gentle, sleep comes as naturally as night follows day. And if your mind wanders back to worry, don't be discouraged. Psychology tells us this is normal. It's the way the mind has evolved to protect us. But just as gently, you can guide yourself back to calm, again and again, like waves kissing the shore, returning always, no matter how many times they drift away. Tonight, your calm thoughts are your companions. They are your lanterns in the dark, your soft blanket against the chill of the world. With every gentle image, with every soothing word, you are guiding yourself toward the peace you deserve. Imagine yourself lying down in a quiet room. The rain is falling gently outside, tapping against the window in a steady rhythm. You pull the blanket a little closer around your shoulders. And in that simple act, something profound begins to happen in your mind. Psychology calls it the safety response. Your body recognizes the signals of comfort, soft warmth, steady sound, and stillness, and it responds by releasing waves of calm. Did you know that the feeling of safety is one of the most powerful psychological triggers for sleep? Our ancestors lived in a world where danger was always near. The crack of a branch, the howl of an animal, or the flicker of shadows could mean the difference between survival and harm. That's why the brain developed a sensitive alarm system, always watching, always alert. But when you finally found shelter, a cave, a hut, a home, the body shifted into rest mode. Safety meant survival, and survival meant sleep. Even today, our minds carry that same ancient design. The moment you surround yourself with comfort, a soft pillow, dim light, a familiar voice, your nervous system begins to slow down. The alarm bells grow quiet. The brain whispers to itself, "You're safe now. You can let go." This is why small rituals before bed feel so magical. Think about how you might make a cup of tea, light a candle, or tuck yourself beneath your blankets. These aren't just habits, they're psychological cues. Each one is like a gentle hand guiding your mind into calmness. In psychology, these signals are called conditioned responses. Over time, your brain learns that these little actions mean it's time to rest, and it begins to prepare even before you close your eyes. One of the most relaxing psychology facts is that your body carries a memory of comfort. The soft blanket you wrap yourself in tonight might remind your mind of childhood, of safety, warmth, and love. The sound of rain could bring back the memory of nights when storms rumbled outside, but you were safe indoors. These memories live quietly in the subconscious, and when they return, they soothe you like a lullaby sung across time. Scientists have discovered that when we feel comfort, the brain releases neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine. These are not just happy chemicals, they're the builders of peace. Serotonin stabilizes mood and creates a foundation for calm, while dopamine offers small sparks of pleasure, reminding you that the present moment is good, safe, and enough. Together, they create a bridge into sleep. But perhaps the most beautiful fact of all is that safety is not only physical, it's also emotional. When you feel accepted, understood, or cared for, your brain rests in a deeper way. That's why a kind word, a gentle story, or even the sound of a calm narrator's voice can feel like shelter for the heart. You are not alone. You are safe, even if just in this moment. Close your eyes and imagine this. Your body is a house, and your mind is the soft light inside it. Tonight, the doors are locked, the windows are closed, and the storms of the world cannot reach you. Psychology tells us that when the brain believes in safety, the body follows. Muscles unwind, breathing deepens, thoughts soften into whispers. This is the psychology of comfort and safety. The quiet truth that rest is born from feeling protected. And tonight, you are wrapped not just in blankets, but in centuries of human wisdom, in the science of calm, and in the promise that you are safe enough to sleep. Let your body sink deeper into rest. Let your thoughts drift like autumn leaves carried by the wind. The world can wait until morning. Right now, your only task is to feel safe, to feel comfort, and to let sleep come to you like a gentle tide rising at the shore. If you've ever found yourself growing drowsy while listening to the rain, or if the gentle sway of a rocking chair has lulled you into a dreamy haze, then you have already experienced one of the most powerful psychological truths about sleep. Our brains are deeply comforted by rhythm. Psychology tells us that human beings are rhythm seekers. From the moment we are born, our very first sense of calm is found in the steady heartbeat of our mother. That rhythm, constant and predictable, becomes the foundation of safety. Even as adults, our nervous systems carry the memory of those early beats. Whenever we encounter repetition in sound, movement, or even words, it activates the same soothing pathways. It tells us, all is steady, all is safe, This is why people fall asleep so easily on trains, with the click-clack of wheels against the tracks. The pattern is steady, unchanging, and infinite. Each sound blends into the next, leaving no sharp edges to wake us. It is the same with ocean waves, each one arriving like the breath of the earth, in, out, over and over, until the body gives in to the rhythm. One of the most fascinating psychology facts is that the brain itself runs on rhythm. Brainwaves, the tiny electrical signals that flow across our minds, change frequency depending on our state. During the day, when we are alert, the waves are fast and sharp, beta waves. But as night falls, the rhythm slows. First, alpha waves bring calm focus, like the hazy state before sleep. Then, as you sink deeper, theta waves take over, wrapping you in drowsy calm. Finally, in deep rest, delta waves arrive, slow, wide, and steady, like the deepest heartbeat of the ocean. When we hear repetitive sounds, rain, whispers, soft music, our brainwaves begin to synchronize with them. This process is called entrainment. It means the mind actually tunes itself to the rhythm around it. It's why lullabies work, why chants soothe, why even the repetitive tone of a calm voice can guide someone into sleep. The brain listens, follows, and relaxes, but repetition is not only about sound. Patterns in movement hold the same magic. Rocking a baby back and forth is one of the oldest, most instinctive ways to soothe, and it works on adults too. The gentle sway of a hammock, the slow rhythm of a boat on calm water, these motions tell the brain everything is predictable. Nothing will harm you, and when the brain believes it is safe, sleep is inevitable. There is also a hidden comfort in repetitive thoughts. At first, it might seem strange. After all, isn't thinking what keeps us awake? But when a thought is simple, kind, and repeated softly, it works like a mantra. I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. Over time, the nervous system begins to accept it as truth. The edges of worry dissolve, and the body follows the mind into calm. Here's something beautiful. Even stories themselves use repetition to comfort us. The rhythm of phrases, the return of familiar words, the slow cadence of storytelling. They are more than style. They are psychology at work. Your brain relaxes into the pattern of expectation, no longer searching for surprises. Each repeated sound is like a footstep on a familiar path, leading you deeper into the forest of dreams. Imagine yourself now, lying beneath a roof where rain patters gently, steady, and unbroken. Every drop falls in rhythm, like fingers drumming softly on a table. Your body listens. Your breathing adjusts. Slowly, without effort, your breath matches the rain. In, out, like the tide, like the earth itself. And here lies the most relaxing fact of all. Repetition doesn't just calm the mind, it quiets time itself. When every sound, every breath, every movement feels the same, the mind stops keeping track of minutes. It releases its grip on clocks and schedules. All that remains is the rhythm, and within that rhythm, sleep arrives silently, like a shadow slipping into the room. Drifts to its close. Let this truth linger. Your mind is built for rhythm. It craves the comfort of repetition. And tonight, whether it's the rain outside, the beating of your heart, or the gentle rhythm of these words, you have everything you need to fall into peace. Close your eyes for a moment and allow yourself to picture something simple. a meadow bathed in soft moonlight, the air cool and fresh, the stars glittering above. As you imagine this place, your breathing changes, your shoulders relax, and your mind begins to drift. This isn't just daydreaming, it's psychology at work. Your imagination has the power to transform your body's state, guiding you into calmness as naturally as the tide flows toward the shore. Psychologists have long known that the brain does not fully distinguish between real experiences and vividly imagined ones. When you picture yourself walking through a quiet forest, your nervous system reacts as though you're actually there. Heart rate slowing, muscles softening, breath deepening. This is called visualization, and it's one of the most powerful tools for relaxation. Have you ever noticed how imagining a cozy scene, like sitting beside a fireplace with a blanket wrapped around you, can make you feel instantly warmer, safer, more at ease? That's because your mind is creating a bridge between thought and body. Neurotransmitters respond to the images you hold, releasing calming chemicals, lowering cortisol, and preparing you for sleep. Dreamy thinking also taps into the subconscious. At night, when the chatter of the conscious mind grows quieter, the imagination awakens. This is why bedtime is the perfect time to let gentle thoughts carry you. When you think of drifting clouds, flowing rivers, or glowing lanterns in the dark, your subconscious accepts these images as guides, leading you softly into dreams. There's a fascinating psychology fact here. The act of imagining safe, peaceful scenarios is proven to reduce anxiety. Studies show that people who visualize calming places before sleep fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. Why? Because the brain responds to imagery as if it were real. If your mind is filled with chaos, your body holds tension. But if your mind is filled with softness, your body mirrors that peace. Think about how children fall asleep after bedtime stories. It isn't only the rhythm of the words that soothes them, it's the pictures the story creates in their minds. Castles, forests, magical creatures, gentle heroes, these dreamscapes. Adults are no different. We, too, need pictures of peace to guide us into rest. Even the act of remembering can be dreamy. Try recalling a moment from your own past that brings comfort. Perhaps a summer evening when you watched the fireflies, or a winter night when snow fell softly against the window. As you remember, your body feels as though it is there again. That's the psychology of memory. It can transport you, soothe you, and protect you in the present moment. Imagination also explains why rituals like guided meditations or sleep stories work so well. The voice invites you to picture scenes, and your brain eagerly follows, weaving them into soft tapestries of thought. With each image, tension loosens its grip, and the world inside you becomes quiet, safe, and dreamlike. One of the gentlest truths in psychology is this: the mind will follow the pictures you give it. If you feed it worries, it will tighten and resist. But if you feed it images of flowing rivers, candlelight, or gentle hands holding yours, it will soften, release, and surrender. Tonight, you have the power to choose which images guide you. So imagine this: a lantern floating on a still lake. The water reflects the stars above, and the lantern drifts slowly, carried by the softest of currents. That lantern is your thought, glowing gently, moving without effort. You don't need to control it. You only need to watch it drift. This is the psychology of imagination, the simple, quiet art of letting your mind carry you into peace. Let yourself feel this truth. Your imagination is not a distraction. It is a gift. It is the bridge between wakefulness and sleep, between stress and serenity, between the noise of the world and the silence of dreams. And tonight, that bridge is waiting for you. Every night, as your body begins to relax, the mind enters one of its most mysterious rituals, the gentle sorting of memories. Have you noticed how, in the quiet moments before sleep, images from the day begin to play like soft, faded films? A conversation, a smile, a fragment of music, even the shape of a stranger's face, all of it drifts across the mind, sometimes in no order at all. Psychology explains this as the beginning of memory consolidation, but to you, it feels like wandering through a dream before dreams truly begin. One of the most relaxing psychology facts is this: the mind remembers in fragments, not in full stories. That's why, as you lie in bed, you don't replay entire events. Instead, you see a color, hear a word, or feel a sudden rush of emotion connected to something from your day. It comes in flashes, like clouds drifting across a twilight sky. Your brain is not trying to overwhelm you. It is carefully picking up each moment, holding it to the light, and then letting it float away. Why does this happen? Scientists have found that the hippocampus, the part of the brain that stores short-term memory, begins passing information to the neocortex during the early stages of sleep. It is like a library returning books to their shelves. Some memories are filed away to be kept for years. Others are gently discarded, fading like mist at sunrise. And while this process is happening, you experience the strange, drifting images that dance across your half-sleeping mind. Here is a calming truth: you do not need to control these thoughts. Many people worry when the mind begins to wander before sleep. They think, "Why am I remembering so much? Why can't I stop thinking?" But psychology tells us this is a natural process. Your brain is not fighting you. It is helping you. It is clearing the clutter of the day, putting everything in its place, so that when morning comes, you are ready to begin again. Think of these memories as autumn leaves falling into a slow-moving river. Some sink into the depths. These are the important ones, the lessons and moments you will carry with you. Others float away on the current, never to return. Your only task is to watch them drift. No effort, no judgment, just the quiet assurance that your mind is doing what it was built to do. And here's something beautiful: the memories you focus on before sleep are more likely to remain with you. This is called the recency effect. If you end your day thinking about gratitude, love, or beauty, those are the memories your brain will choose to keep. But if you dwell on stress and regret, the same is true. This is why bedtime reflections, journaling, or listening to gentle stories can shape not only your night, but also the memories that carry into tomorrow. Another soothing fact is this: memories and dreams are deeply connected. The fragments you see before sleep often become the seeds of dreams. A face you remembered may appear in a new story. A sound you heard may echo in a dream landscape. It is your brain's way of weaving together the old with the new, creating a tapestry that helps you make sense of your life. So, as part 6 unfolds, imagine your memories as clouds in a vast night sky. Some are light and fluffy, barely noticeable. Others are heavy and full, moving slowly across the horizon. But no matter their shape, they are always moving, never still. You do not need to hold them, or chase them, or fix them in place. You only need to let them drift. Tonight, your mind is not your enemy. It is your caretaker. It is tending to the garden of your thoughts, pulling away weeds, planting seeds of hope, and letting go of what no longer serves you. Every drifting memory is a sign that you are on your way, not away from rest, but directly into it. And so, as you feel your body sink deeper, let this truth bring comfort. Memories are not burdens. They are passing clouds, beautiful in their shapes, but never meant to stay. Behind them, always, lies the clear sky of sleep, endless, open, and waiting to hold you. When the world grows quiet at night, there is a small miracle happening inside your body, one that you often don't notice because it feels so natural. Your breath slows down. Your muscles release tension. Your thoughts soften, becoming lighter and less demanding. This is not just a random accident of nature. This is psychology meeting biology in perfect harmony. Your body is teaching your mind how to relax, and your mind, in turn, teaches your body how to let go. Breathing, the anchor of calm. The first truth is simple. Breathing is the bridge between body and mind. You breathe every moment of your life, yet most of the time, you don't notice. But when sleep comes close, your breathing changes on its own. It grows slower, deeper, and more regular. Psychologists call this diaphragmatic breathing, a natural rhythm that tells your nervous system it is safe now. You can rest. Here's a calming fact. When you breathe deeply, the vagus nerve, one of the most important nerves in your body, is gently stimulated. This nerve controls the parasympathetic system, also known as the rest and digest system. It slows your heart rate, lowers your blood pressure, and signals your brain to release neurotransmitters that bring feelings of peace. Think of your breath as the ocean tide. Inhale, the wave rises, pulling in air and energy. Exhale, the wave falls, releasing tension back into the sea. Each breath is a reminder that life itself is rhythmic, and you are part of that rhythm. The science of stillness psychology teaches us that stillness is not empty. It is a powerful signal to the brain. When you lie still, your muscles release microtensions. Your body heat lowers. Your heartbeat slows. All of these changes tell the amygdala, the part of your brain that reacts to fear and stress, that there is no danger here. Stillness is safety, and safety allows sleep to arrive. But here's something many people don't know. Even when you are still, your brain remains active. It begins a process called the default mode network, where your mind drifts between self-reflection, imagination, and memory. This is why lying quietly in the dark often brings daydream-like thoughts. It's not a sign of restlessness. It's your brain preparing the canvas for dreams. Think of this like a calm lake. When the surface of the water is disturbed, you cannot see your reflection. But when the lake grows still, the reflection becomes clear. Your stillness allows your inner world to appear gently, without force. Letting go, the gentle art, the hardest part of sleep for many people, is not the physical act of lying down, but the mental act of letting go. The human mind clings to worries, to regrets, to tomorrow's tasks. But psychology offers a beautiful fact. The act of observing your thoughts without judgment helps them dissolve. This is called mindful detachment. Imagine holding a balloon filled with your worries. The tighter you grip it, the more tension you feel in your hand. But the moment you let go, it rises into the sky, drifting higher and higher until it disappears. Here is the soothing truth. Your thoughts are not you. They are visitors, passing through your mind like clouds across the night. You don't need to push them away. You only need to step aside and watch them float. The relaxation response in psychology. There is a term called the relaxation response. First studied by Dr. Herbert Benson. It is the opposite of the stress response. When you engage in slow breathing, stillness, and gentle letting go, your body enters this state naturally. Hormones that once made you alert begin to fade, replaced by chemicals like serotonin and melatonin, the very messengers of sleep. Imagine your mind as a house. During the day, every light is turned on. But when the relaxation response takes over, one by one, the lights begin to dim. The living room, the kitchen, the hallway, until finally, only the bedroom glows softly, and then darkness. Complete rest, a guided imagery of release. Now close your eyes in your imagination. Picture yourself standing at the edge of a quiet forest at night. The air is cool, the sky painted with stars. In your hands, you hold a lantern. This lantern represents all of your thoughts, your worries, your unfinished stories. As you breathe in, the lantern glows brighter. As you breathe out, you set it gently on the ground. The light flickers and then fades. Step forward, deeper into the forest, where the sound of leaves and the whisper of the wind guide you. With each step, your body feels lighter. With each breath, your mind feels quieter. The forest is your stillness. The night sky is your letting go. The psychology of sleep's invitation. And so, as part 7 ends, remember this: your body already knows how to sleep. You don't need to force it. You don't need to beg it. You only need to trust it. Breathing, stillness, and letting go are not techniques to create sleep. They are reminders of what your body already knows. Sleep is not a stranger. It is an old friend waiting at the doorway, holding out a hand. And when you finally take that hand, guided by breath, stillness, and surrender, you discover that sleep is not falling. It is floating, softly, endlessly, into peace. When you close your eyes at night and drift into sleep, something extraordinary happens. Your mind, which spent the day running, worrying, learning, and absorbing, begins to create a world of its own. Colors, shapes, voices, people you have met, and even people you have lost, they return to you in strange patterns, sometimes clear, sometimes blurry, but always meaningful. This world is the dreamscape, and it is as old as humanity itself. Psychologists have studied dreams for centuries. From ancient philosophers who believed dreams carried messages from the gods, to modern neuroscientists who trace dreams to the firing of neurons. But what is most fascinating is this: dreams are both science and poetry. They are the brain's way of healing, organizing, and exploring. Yet they feel like art created only for you. Dreams as emotional healing. Have you ever noticed that after a stressful day, you sometimes wake up feeling lighter? This is no accident. Dreams are the mind's therapy. During REM sleep, the stage of sleep where most vivid dreams occur, the brain processes intense emotions. The amygdala, which controls fear and stress, becomes highly active. But here's the calming truth during dreaming. The body shuts down the release of stress chemicals like noradrenaline. What does this mean? It means that when you dream, your brain is replaying your fears, worries, and sadness. But in a safe space, without the full sting of pain. It's like reliving your struggles in soft focus until the edges are no longer sharp. Psychologists call this overnight therapy. So, if you have ever cried in a dream, or felt joy, or spoken to someone who is no longer alive, that was your mind's way of healing itself, giving you comfort when waking life could not. Dreams and memory. One of the most powerful functions of dreams is memory consolidation. Throughout the day, your brain takes in billions of details: the smell of coffee, the sound of a friend's voice, the numbers on a street sign. Most of these details would overwhelm you if they stayed in your mind forever. So, during sleep, your brain sorts through them like a careful librarian. Important memories, like learning a new skill or remembering a meaningful conversation, are stored. Unnecessary ones fade away. Dreams are the bridge between this process. They weave memories into stories, mixing the past and present until your mind finds order. Think of it this way: every dream is a story written by your brain to organize your inner library. Some books are kept forever. Others are gently placed in the archive, never to be read again. Dreams and creativity. Dreams are also the birthplace of creativity. Great scientists, artists, and inventors have credited dreams with their ideas. Paul McCartney once said, "The melody of yesterday came to him in a dream." The chemist Friedrich Kuhl dreamt of a snake biting its own tail, which inspired his discovery of the structure of the benzene ring. Why does this happen? Because, in dreams, the rules of waking life dissolve. Logic loosens. Imagination takes the lead. The left brain and right brain, usually separate in their functions, begin to communicate more freely. This crosstalk allows your brain to make connections it would never make when you are awake. So every dream, even the strange ones, is a spark of creativity. A painting, a poem, a song, a thought that might one day change the world. Why dreams feel so real. One of the most fascinating psychological facts about dreams is how real they feel. When you are in a dream, you rarely question whether it is reality. The reason is simple. During REM sleep, the brain's prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for logic and critical thinking, becomes less active. Meanwhile, the visual and emotional centers light up intensely. This combination means your dreams are as vivid as waking life, but without the constant voice of doubt. That's why you can fly in a dream, or speak to someone long gone, or enter a place you have never seen, and believe it completely. Dreams as connection dreams are not only about yourself, they are also about connection. Many cultures believed dreams were a way to speak with ancestors or loved ones. Psychology offers a softer explanation. When you dream of someone, it is your brain keeping their memory alive. The neural pathways connected to their face, their voice, their presence are strengthened, even if they are far away or no longer living. This is why dreams often feel like visits. They allow us to continue our bonds across distance, across time, across even death. Guided dream imagery. Imagine now that you are walking through a field of soft grass. The night sky above is filled with stars, each one twinkling like a memory. As you walk, you notice the stars falling, one by one, into the grass around you. Each star is a dream waiting to be born. Some glow with colors you recognize, the face of someone you love, the memory of laughter. Others shimmer with mystery, new creations, new thoughts you haven't yet imagined. You reach down and pick up a star. It is warm in your hands, pulsing like a heartbeat. You know that tonight, when you close your eyes, this star will open into a dream, a story only your mind can tell, the mystery that remains even after centuries of study. Dreams remain one of psychology's greatest mysteries. We know they heal, we know they organize memory, we know they spark creativity, but we still don't fully know why they exist. And perhaps that is the beauty of it. Not everything needs to be solved. Some things, like dreams, are meant to be lived, felt, and cherished. Fear is one of the oldest instincts in the human mind. Long before cities, before books, before clocks, our ancestors carried fear like a shield. It kept them alive. It taught them to hide when predators roamed, to seek warmth when cold winds arrived, to stay alert when darkness fell. Even now, in the quiet of your own bed, echoes of this ancient instinct linger. You may not face wild beasts or freezing caves, but the body still remembers. That memory lives in your unconscious mind, and here is the comforting truth. Sleep is the place where those fears begin to soften. The psychology of fear at night. Why do fears feel sharper at night? Psychologists explain it through the brain's survival systems. The amygdala, the small almond-shaped structure deep inside your brain, becomes more sensitive when you are tired. Meanwhile, the rational prefrontal cortex begins to fade into rest. This means your brain leans toward emotional responses rather than logical ones. That is why small worries, a forgotten email, a conversation you replay, a bill to pay, can feel enormous when you are lying awake in the dark. Your mind magnifies them, making mountains out of shadows. But here's the secret. As you drift into sleep, those same shadows lose their sharpness. Sleep as the gentle healer of fear during REM sleep. Your brain replays emotional memories, but with the sharp edges removed. Psychologists call this fear extinction. It's the process by which the brain gradually teaches itself. This memory no longer threatens you. Imagine your mind as a tangled knot of string, each worry, each fear wound tightly around the other. Sleep is the gentle hand that loosens those threads. Slowly, carefully, without force, the knot begins to unravel. By morning, you may not even remember the dream that untied it, but you feel lighter, as if a weight has been lifted. This is why, after a good night's rest, the problems that seemed unbearable at midnight often feel manageable by sunrise. Sleep has whispered to your unconscious, you are safe, you can let go. Nightmares, the mind's alarm system. But what about nightmares? At first, they feel like the opposite of relaxation, terrifying, vivid, sometimes overwhelming. Yet even nightmares serve a purpose. They are the mind's alarm rehearsal. Your brain simulates danger in a dream, allowing you to practice how to face it. Psychologists believe this was once essential for survival. The dream of being chased prepared early humans to react quickly in real life. The comforting fact is this: nightmares rarely mean something is wrong. More often, they are simply your brain's way of processing fear, draining poison from the wound. And while they may leave a mark, they also carry a gift. They show you what your unconscious is holding, giving you a chance to face it. The safe harbor of deep sleep. If REM sleep processes fear, then deep non-REM sleep, the slow wave stage, is where your body feels most secure. In this stage, brain activity slows into long, rhythmic waves. Stress chemicals drop, muscles fully release. It is as if your entire body has entered a cocoon of safety in this stillness. Your unconscious feels held like a child wrapped in a blanket. Whatever fears remain are gently set aside. That is why deep sleep feels like being carried, weightless, through the night. Guided imagery of release. Imagine now that you are standing at the edge of a great valley. Behind you are the mountains of your fears, dark and jagged. But before you stretches a meadow bathed in moonlight. The grass sways softly, carrying a fragrance of earth and rain in your hands. You carry stones, each stone representing a worry, a fear, a shadow from your day. Slowly, one by one, you set the stones down on the ground. With each stone you release, your body feels lighter. With each breath, your chest expands more freely. When at last your hands are empty, you step barefoot into the meadow. The earth is cool, the sky vast and star-filled. And in that moment, you realize something profound. You do not need to carry the mountains with you. You only need to walk forward, light, unburdened, into rest. Psychology's gentle truth, the truth psychology gives us, is simple yet powerful. Fear cannot survive unchanged in sleep. It is softened, rewritten, transformed. What haunts you in waking life becomes a story in your dreams, and then a memory that no longer burns. Sleep is not an escape from fear. It is the quiet teacher that shows you how to live with it, gently, peacefully. So the next time you close your eyes, remember this: your fears may follow you to the edge of night, but sleep will always meet them there. And in the silent hours, while you drift, sleep will do its work, untangling, softening, and carrying you safely into dawn. Every journey must come to an end, and so does ours. We began with small truths about psychology, about breathing, stillness, memory, and dreams. We walked through the quiet forest of your mind, exploring fears, letting go of worries, and watching stars fall into your hands as dreams. And now, here, in this last part, everything comes together. Sleep is not just a nightly event. It is the most ancient ritual of life. Long before words, before civilizations, before the first fire was lit, human beings lay under the sky and surrendered to the night. The body grew heavy, the mind loosened, and the great mystery of sleep arrived. Even now, across centuries, across cultures, across all the noise of modern life, sleep remains the same gift and the most beautiful truth of all. You don't have to earn it. You only have to allow it. The body's surrender. Your body is wiser than you think. It knows the rhythm of rest. It lowers your heartbeat like a mother rocking her child. It slows your breath like waves rolling on the shore. It releases hormones that cradle your mind, guiding it away from stress, toward safety. Science explains this as circadian rhythms and neurotransmitters. But you don't need to name it to feel it. All you need is trust. Trust that your body is not your enemy. It is your greatest ally, carrying you gently into silence each night. The mind's gentle journey. Your mind is a storyteller. All day it spins narratives of what you must do, of who you are, of what you fear. At night, that voice softens. In sleep, the mind does not stop telling stories. It simply changes its language. It speaks in dreams instead of thoughts, in images instead of words, in feelings instead of commands. This is not chaos. It is creation. Dreams are your mind's poetry, the hidden art it writes only for you. Each dream is a reminder that even in rest, you are alive, you are healing, you are becoming whole. The healing you don't see perhaps. The most magical part of sleep is the healing you never notice. While you drift, your brain is repairing. It clears toxins. It sorts memories. It balances emotions. Your immune system strengthens. Your heart rests. Your very cells whisper to one another, restoring what the day has taken. This means that every morning, when you open your eyes, you are not the same as you were the night before. You are renewed, even if you don't feel it yet. Sleep is not time lost. It is time given back to you, a guided lullaby. Close your eyes now, in imagination. Picture yourself on the edge of a quiet sea. The moon hangs low, painting silver paths across the water. The air is cool, carrying the scent of salt and calm. A small boat waits for you, rocking gently with the tide. You step into it, and immediately the world grows quiet. The boat drifts forward without effort, the waves carrying you farther and farther from the shore. The worries of the day remain behind, small and distant, until they are nothing but shadows. Around you, the sea sings. Within you, your body whispers, rest, rest, rest. And as you drift, you realize you are no longer separate. The sea, the stars, the sky, the breath, the heartbeat, all of it is one. This is sleep. This is peace. The final psychology of sleep. The last truth is this: sleep is not weakness. Sleep is not escape. Sleep is the most human act of all. It is surrender without defeat. It is silence filled with meaning. It is trust woven into every breath. So let go now. Let the science of sleep hold you. Let the psychology of dreams carry you. Let your body do what it has done for thousands of years. Because tonight, like every night, you are safe. You are whole. You are exactly where you are meant to be, floating into the endless ocean of rest.